Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this latest edition of Tales from Outer Space. Hope you enjoy. Story number 1. Humans Don't Know How to Die, written by Catfish21SM. Mission Log 00. We have officially been tasked with acquiring a human specimen without being noticed and researching possible methods of assassination for possible future gain. Mission Log 01. We have finally acquired a human specimen. They seem to be in top condition, perfect for experimentation. We were able to track an emergency beacon to an escape pod. Apparently, the ship was destroyed due to an error in the navigational computer. As such, it has been determined that no one would notice the human missing and be able to link it to us in any possible way. This is a perfect specimen. Even though the human is due for experimentation on possible assassination attempts, other crew members posed ethical concerns with the treatment of the human. It is majority opinion that while we are not performing experimentation, we should treat the human as an honored guest. They will die soon regardless, so as captain of the vessel, I saw no issues. I gave my captain's quarters to the human and informed them that they are not to roam about the vehicle. They happily agreed. Mission Log 02. It is well known that humans prefer high nitrogen, low oxygen atmosphere. This is because their bodies turn oxygen into a chemical that is poisonous to them. Thus, we attempted to change the atmosphere composition with their chamber to be mostly oxygen. Results: the humans seemed to be more energized than normal. There was no observable negative side effects, even after several days of continual exposure. Conclusion: this is not a viable form of assassination. Mission Log 03. Humans prefer a high nitrogen atmosphere. However, results of the previous experiment displayed that humans are able to survive in low nitrogen environments. Thus, suffocating humans is not a viable method of assassination. We attempted to add other elements to the atmosphere and measure the results. Keeping the high oxygen atmosphere, we added additional helium, carbon, methane, and xenon to the atmosphere. We explained to the human that there was an issue with our atmospheric generator, and that we resolved the issue in order to lessen suspicion. Results: the human displayed mild symptoms, but nothing that is not considered otherwise normal for their species. The only noticeable symptoms formed were a change in voice pitch. Helium caused higher-pitched voices. Xenon caused lower-pitched voices. The human found this somewhat comedic. Conclusion: this is not a viable form of assassination. Mission Log 04. After concluding that altering the atmosphere is not a valid method of assassination, we then sought a more direct method. Thus, we turned to a chemical that is banned from production across all Galactic Chamber members. The most potent poison known in the galaxy. We attempted to add alcohol to the human drinks. We attempted various amounts. Most species find 1/100th of a milliliter to be the lethal dose. If it does not kill them, then it'll leave them severely damaged. The goal of this experiment is to find the minimum lethal dose for a human. Thus, we began at 1/100th of the normal lethal dose and increased the dosage appropriately. Results: at first, the human saw no noticeable difference. As we approached adding 40 milliliters, more than 4,000 times the galactic lethal dose, the human was able to determine that the drink contained alcohol and asked for more. After giving the human more than 100 milliliters of alcohol, their attitude and personality began to change in noticeable ways. They became less conscious of their actions. After 1,000 milliliters, we began to deny the human more alcohol. The next day, the human woke with a mild headache and had trouble remembering the events of the night before. They apologized for destroying several items in their bedchamber. Conclusion: do not give humans alcohol. Mission Log 05. Crew morale was suffering as the human proves to be exceptionally resilient to assassination attempts. The next attempt modified their gravity. It is a well-known fact that humans are able to withstand double their planet's natural gravity. We attempted to increase it to 4 times their natural gravity. Results: the human began exercising, and they claimed that they felt weak and needed to build more muscle mass. A human that's twice the strength of average is a terrifying monster, and it is a well-known fact that humans are able to build muscle mass very quickly. We immediately ended the experiment to avoid increasing the threat that the human displayed. The human asked us to return the gravity to high settings. We explained that it was a mistake and would be dangerous to do so. The human assured us that it would not, so we made up an excuse using galactic standards for regulating gravity to avoid a possible issue. Conclusion: increasing gravitational forces will only strengthen humans. Mission Log 06. At this point, the human had begun to get suspicious, as we did not come near any other signs of civilization yet. Wanting to avoid angering the human, everyone knows what happens when you anger a human. We agreed to try one final drastic experiment. If it did not work, we would decide what to do next based on the human's reaction. We fully expected to have to eject the human out of the airlock. We attempted to directly kill the human using one of our new and upgraded handheld plasma generation devices. The device is built to deliver a concentrated dosage of electricity through plasma into the subject, causing multiple organ failure and heavily disrupting nervous activities. Result: after shocking the human, our device left a slight mark on the human's forearm. The human asked to borrow the device. In a panic, the crew member accidentally dropped it into the human's hand. We expected the human to turn it on us immediately and commandeer the vessel. Instead, the human began shocking itself more. It burned a mark into its forearm that appeared as a human internal skull. However, it was in the shape of one of our heads. The human claimed that this was a form of endearment. We knew that it was a threat. Conclusion: humans don't know how to die. Mission log 07. We returned the human back to the Human Alliance. Result: he complimented and thanked us for our kind treatment and wonderful hospitality. Conclusion: I quit. End of story. Story number 2. Humans the Untouchable, written by Frost Adept. It is common knowledge that all sapient species in the galaxy require sleep. It is a way to force the body to rest, flush waste materials from the brain, repair damaged tissues, and convert short-term memory into long-term. Sure, some species have some oddities. The Magak sleep with their eyes open. Their dreams more like augmented reality than a vidscreen, and are somnambulists that often destroy things in their sleep, which has led many to believe that they are malicious. But in truth, they merely bumbled into everything in their resting stupor. The Miran sleep for 90 standard centi rotations of every 100, rather than the normal 75 that is required by the wider galactic community. Then, there are the humans. No species sleeps so little as the humans. A mere 37 centi rotations is considered restful to them, bordering on excessive by their standards, and some get by on as little as 17 or even less. Originally, they were thought to be descended from prey species, the Magak, who must keep wary at all times, but they were later proven to have been omnivorous pursuit predators, which is how they made their mark on the wider galaxy, despite their middling performance in most aspects of galactic life. It is also why the humans are the most notoriously vexing race to have ever made it to the stars. You see, humans have made a niche in the galaxy as laborers, able to get tasks done that otherwise would require a custom program to be written for a group of AI server bots. Some tried to take advantage of this at first, and slaving rackets commonly targeted them. That was until the slavers figured out that they had to sleep sometime. The humans, for all intensive purposes, didn't. They managed to expand this niche to become one of the 5 most prosperous races, working their way into positions in nearly every inhabitable world, every notable space station, and all the wariest of governments across the Mother Spiral. And they've in turn leveraged this into legal protections for themselves. This would be all well and good were the humans not constantly active. I'm sure you've had the same experience. You're in bed, asleep, but suddenly a loud banging awakens you and entire centi rotations past standard solar apex. You think, surely there must be an emergency. Why else would there be so much noise at this hour? But lo and behold, when you find the source, you discover it is a human construction project. If you ask the humans to leave, the humans will say that these are standard hours, 9 to 5, in their maddening base 12 semi-rotation system. And you will not be able to sleep as you need to until they have finished. Stars help you if the humans mention overtime. Worse still, they have infiltrated our governments and written exemptions for themselves into our own laws, allowing them to hammer and drill and saw to their heart's content at the most unholy hours you can think of, and to have complete immunity to curfew ordinances every other race in the galaxy abides by while doing it. My friends, you and I must band together to cease this madness, lest we lose all semblance of rationality as we are driven to wake at hours in which no creature can retain its sanity. Our rest is at stake. We must stop the humans and force them and their construction work to a sane 25 centi rotations. We must stop hammer time! End of chapter. I'd quickly like to thank the T5 channel members and patrons. Caspar Arnholtz, Cam Maxwell, Lord Azrakal, Dragzoon WRE, Holly Sister, Ambrose Cattell, and Quantum Wednesday. Thank you very much.